So guys, this particular program actually we started, if I am not mistaken, on 18, 18 November only we started. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, we started on this particular day. So on that day, I completed the unit number 4. Unit number 4 is done. So today onwards, every week, you people will have the classes. Every week, Monday. So my coordinator sent a message in the WhatsApp group where all the students have selected the time. Not even a single person have selected the 7:30 time. So based on that, I decided people from the coming week onwards, the class is going to start at 8:30 because that is the convenient time for the students based on your voting. Democratic country. So I thought of proceeding majority where everyone has voted for one single time, which is the 8:30, not for the other option. So moving forward, every week we will have classes, people. So inside this live class, what's going to happen? So this is a live session. As I told you in the introduction session also, where I have given by all the theory recording for you people. Unit by unit, I'll be providing it based on the unit that I am going to complete. My coordinator will provide the theory recording for you. And she will send the completed task list and the task for the activity that we are going to do for the upcoming week. Everything clearly, she will send it in the WhatsApp group. So based on that, you will get the access for the theory recordings also. So before attempting this live revision class, Lamai, you got to go through the recordings. If not, people, there will be a big problem, trust me. Because I will discuss questions here. I'm going to do this particular revision session by taking the past papers. I have segregated all the past papers unit-wise. So for each unit, you will be getting a very good understanding, learning, and you will be getting an understanding about how the questions are tested from each unit. So unit-wise unit, we are going to do it. So we started with the accounting part. Once we are done with the accounting part, people, that means the grade 10, then business studies, then again accounting, business studies. That's how it will go. That's the plan, people. If there are any changes, I will let you know. Okay. So unit 4 is done. Today we are going to do the unit number 5. Then ideally, you people should have watched the theory content recordings of the unit number 5. I gave all the recordings for you people. So if you have missed it today, not a problem. Now today again I am reminding it. Again I am reminding it. So if you don't have the access, please send a message to my coordinator. She will arrange it. Okay. So we'll assume next week we are going to do the unit number 6. Then from your side, there is a responsibility. If you want to go for a good result, Lama, you have to put little bit of effort. Without putting an effort, you can't expect a good thing. No, you got to put that effort. පොඩ්ඩක් ඉතින් ඔයාගේ පැත්තෙන් effort එක වැටෙන්න ඕනේ. ඔයා effort එක දැම්මේ නැත්නම් ප්‍රශ්නයක් වෙනවා. Because why I am telling there will be a problem. Here, when I am discussing the question, people, if you don't know what is there in the content theory, there will be a problem. Then you will not be able to tackle the questions. There will be a problem. So now itself, people have a proper plan. Okay, for these subjects, I'm going to allocate these number of hours. Now, people, you have only another 3-month period. Probably your exam will happen March, maybe second week or third week, I think. So if that's the case, people, you have like only another 3-month period to work. Huh? So 3 months means 90 days. 9 subjects means for each subject 10 days. But don't look in that way, people. But if trust me, if you sit and put a proper plan for each subject, the number of hours that you are going to allocate, the things are going to be very easy for you. Because I know this time you have a lot of classes. All the teachers are scheduling extra classes. You have school. You have to study. Not easy, I know. But put that effort. Once you get that sheet with some good English letters like A's, you will feel it. You will feel the effort that you work for it, possible. But again, I am telling, make sure to have a proper plan. Sit and block your time properly for each subject. The time that you are blocking for each subject, do only that particular subject. Don't do anything else. And don't try to do everything. Because only 3 months. Now you might think, okay, I want to watch all the subjects theory recordings of all the lecturers. I want to do all the past papers. I want to do all the model papers. I want to do all the school papers for all the subjects. Not practical, no mean. Not practical. So first, for your mind, you put what are the things that I have to do. Prioritize the things. Prioritize the things. Obviously, you will have to eliminate something. Eliminate it, not a problem. Whatever the thing that you are prioritizing and blocking in your calendar, focus properly and work. So if you allocate a time for the business studies and accounting subject, allocate that time only for that subject, study that subject properly. Work as per a proper plan. So again, I am reminding, if I am doing the unit number 6 next week, that's the plan, people. Next week, unit number 6, today, unit number 5. Sometimes unit number 6 and 7 next week. My coordinator will inform everything in the WhatsApp group. So make sure to check the WhatsApp messages. Get prepared before coming to the class. That is the simple input that I want to give you, people. So without any further delays, let's jump to the revision. QBR. What is this QBR? Any guesses? QBR stands for question-based revision. Okay. Can anyone tell me, in your commerce paper, if not business and accounting studies paper, unit number 5, for how many marks on average it got tested in the past few years? Any guesses? From this unit, people, from this unit, on average, 10%. That means 10 marks. On average, 10 marks. So people, if you are good in this unit means 10 marks are sorted. And not only that, this is a base chapter. A base chapter for accounting. If you are good in base chapters in accounting, people, accounting will become very simple. I'm not talking about the business studies part. I'm talking about the accounting part. If you are good in these chapters, especially introduction to accounting, accounting equation, double entries. If you are good in these three chapters, lamai, accounting is going to be easy for you. So accounting equation is a base chapter. If you are good in this chapter, since it is a base chapter, remaining accounting parts are also going to be easy. Okay. So top of the 10 marks, that's an additional benefit that you are getting if you put your effort for this particular chapter. Now let's get into the first question, Lamai. Anyone who tried these questions before coming to the class? Not required, not required. I'm just asking. Must naha nikan kiyanno kawuru hari try karada. Good. Let's see, yeah. First one. What is the transaction that affect the equity of a business, people? Equity of a business will be affected because of two parties. Can anyone tell me who are these two parties? Equity of a business will be affected due to two parties. Who are the two parties? One is because of the owner, other one is because of the business. Because of the owner, how it will get affected? Through the additional capital and through the drawings. Additional capital will increase the equity, drawings will decrease the equity. And business also will create some impact on equity. කොහොමද ළමයි? දන්න කට්ටිය කියන්න බලන්න. How the hell business is creating some impact on equity? Good. Through income and expenses. Income will increase the equity, whereas expenses will decrease the equity. So in simple terms, what you have to remember, so even it is question-based revision, people, here and there, I'll be revising the theory content also, like what I'm doing right now. So in simple terms, there are 4 items which will have an effect on equity. What are the 4 items? Because of the owner dekai, because of the business dekai. Because of the owner, additional capital and the drawings. Because of the business, income and expenses. So let's read one by one. Receiving 7,500 from debtor people. If you put the first one into the accounting equation, asset equals equity plus liability, if you receive money from the debtor people, your cash asset will increase. Since the debtor is giving you money, who's salary money? Baga is giving us money now. So Baga's balance should decrease. Debtor should decrease. So no impact on the equity. First one is out. Second one. Paying rupees 2,500 check to a creditor. So if you pay a check to a creditor, people, cash will decrease. Creditor is a liability, nilamai. Creditor is a liability. So when we make a payment to liability, that liability will reduce. So again, no impact on the equity. So second one also out. Obtaining a bank loan of 50,000 people. If you take a bank loan, what you will get? Toffee there. Biscuit there. Pudding there. Nanny. If you take a bank loan, you will get money, cash. And when you take a loan, lamai, your liability will increase. Bank loan. So again, no impact on the equity. So first 3 out, then automatically your final answer is going to be the fourth one. But let's see. Yeah. Selling a stock of 9,000, which had a cost of 8,000. Means people, 8,000 worth Badu, 8,000 worth stock, you sold it for 9,000. You sold it for 9,000. So understand, 8,000 worth stock is going out. You are getting 9,000 money. But accounting equation means it should be equal to both the sides mathematically, lamai. Mathematically, it should be same. Here it is not same. Then, if you sell 8,000 worth item for 9,000, if you sell 8,000 worth item for 9,000, that 1,000 difference is what, lamai? You have made a profit. You have made a profit. So what will happen, people? The profits will increase the equity plus 1,000. Gross profits. Equity increased by 1,000. So what is the answer? Answer is the fourth one. Answer is the fourth one. So people, when I'm doing these questions, I will not give you extra time to write and read. ප්‍රශ්නේ ඉවර වෙලා ලියා ගන්න වෙලා දෙන්නේ නැහැ. හරිද? When I am explaining, while listening, you have to write. If your writing speed is not there, lamai, I don't like it. I don't like to tell this. Take a screenshot and save and keep. Okay. If your writing speed is not there. If you have that writing speed, when I'm writing people, you also write down the answers. Okay. So later you can refer it if you want. If you want, you can refer it. Next one. The accounting equation of Shiran's business as at 1st November 2019 is as follows. Assets, equity, liability. The accounting equation as at 2nd November 2019 after a transaction occurred on that day is as follows. So you see people, because of this transaction, what has happened? Asset has decreased by 4,000. Harid. Equity has decreased by 1,000. Okay. So if you all have taken the answer, people, just send the answer to me in the chat box. So I can see how many people have got the correct answer. Huh? Just send it. Mama, I will not reply for your message that you are sending. But I can see. You all have tried. You all got the correct answer. You all got the wrong answer. I will get that understanding. Mate understanding again. Liability has decreased 3,000. Then people, what might have happened? Asset decreased 4,000. Equity decreased 1,000. Liability decreased 3,000. Let's see one by one. Nah? Paying rupees 4,000 to a creditor. So let me write it. Asset equals equity plus liability. If you pay a 4,000 to creditor lamai, your cash asset will decrease by 4,000. And people, we have received a discount of how much? Here paying rupees 4,000. You have paid 4,000. And subject to a discount. This part is there, no people. We have received a discount. Discount received income will increase the equity. Discount received is an income. It will increase the equity level. But here equity has decreased by 1,000. So first one is out. Receiving 4,000 from debtors, एक out नहीं lamai. If you receive 4,000 from debtors, plus 4,000 cash minus 4,000 debtor, because debtor is giving me money. No? So final impact is 0. So ඒකත් out. Next one. Paying a bank loan installment 4,000 which includes 1,000 interest. So you have paid 4,000. But lamai, inside that 4,000, 1,000 is interest. Then liability settlement, loan settlement has happened only how much? Loan settlement has happened only 3,000 because out of 4,000, 1,000 interest ni lamai. 3,000 is the loan settlement. So that 1,000 is interest expense. Interest expense. Expenses will reduce the equity. Minus 1,000. So this is cash. This is interest expense. This is the bank loan. Somehow we got the item that we need. Minus 4,000, minus 1,000, minus 3,000. Minus 4,000, minus 1,000, minus 3,000. Then your answer is the third one. Your answer is the third. Next. Try two situation that the equity of people, not two situations. I gave you 4 situations. Additional capital, drawings, income, expense. So we have 4. Out of these 4, if you have written any 2 people, that's it. Next one. Following are drawings here. Sarah. Additional capital will increase, drawings will decrease. So what are they asking? Equity of two situation that equity of a sole proprietorship is changing. So change can be increased, change can be decreased. So here income increasing, expense decreasing. Okay, Sarah? Additional capital will increase, drawings will decrease. That is because of the owner. Because of the business, income will increase the equity, expenses will decrease the equity. So income and expenses together, income minus expense, profit nila mai. So profit will increase the equity. Likewise, loss will decrease the equity. Because income and expenses together, it is profit. Next one. Following are how 4 transactions of Sahan's business impacted the accounting equation. Hari. Balamu. So what are they asking? Further, as at 1st October 2019, Sahan's business total assets are 250,000. Total liabilities are 50,000. They are asking us to write the above transactions. They are asking us to write it. So we'll write one by one, Lamai. I'll write it here. What can be the first stock? Stock has increased. Creditor has increased. People. Stock increase means stock purchased or stock sold. Purchased. You have purchased a stock, not paying money. Creditor increase, liability increase. So you can write anyway in your own words. Get the idea. Purchase rupees 15,000 worth stock on credit basis. The credit basis word very important. No? If this idea is there, people, you will get marks. Huh? No need to write the exact thing, but I am writing. 310. Simple nilamai. Furniture increased, cash decreased. Furniture increased means I have purchased furnitures. My money has gone out. Purchased rupees 25,000 worth furnitures. No need to say cash also, because when we are writing people, if it is only credit basis, we have to mention specifically. If it is cash payment, not required to mention. Purchase rupees 25,000 worth furnitures. If you want, by paying cash. Next one. So think about it, people. This is an easy one. A lot of people, they think this one is a difficult one, but this is easy. Look at the stock lamai. Stock minus. Stock minus means you received the stock or you sold the stock. Stock minus means stock has gone out. Stock has gone out. That means you have sold it. But you didn't receive money. Data only increased. Data only increased. So data increase means lamai, you have sold it on cash basis or credit basis. Data increase means you have sold it on credit basis. So very simple transaction. Sold rupees 10,000 worth stock for rupees 12,000 on credit basis. Credit basis is important. Nah? Credit basis is important. If not, you can write people selling a stock worth of 10,000 or sold for 12,000, stock worth of 10,000. Anyway, if this idea is there, that's enough. Next one. Cash decreased. Cash decrease means lamai, you have received the cash or paid cash, you have paid cash. And you have paid it to whom? Your creditor liability has decreased. But liability has decreased by 10,000. I paid only 9,000. මම ගෙව්වේ 9,000යි 10,000 කඩු වෙලා. I paid only 9,000 but 10,000 reduced නොවේ. මාරසින්. What might have happened? Paid rupees 9,000 to creditor after receiving a discount of 1,000. After receiving a discount of rupees 1,000. After receiving a discount of rupees 1,000. Done. Next one. State the basic accounting equation of the business with values. After recording all these transactions, they are asking what is the final value now. So how to find it? Received discount 1,000 when settling. No. It's not a loan nilame. Takshayini, it is a creditor settlement. Creditor settlement, we have to write creditor settlement, not a loan settlement. Okay? If you write loan settlement, it is wrong. Oops. What happened to my camera? Hello, camera, where are you? People, you can't see me, right? Huh? Suddenly, camera got disappeared. Hello. Hello. Hello, guys. Hello. Hello. Can't see. Audible, but not visible. Yeah, why is that suddenly? What happened? Okay, fine. Something has happened. I don't know. So, people, now let's find the closing balances. So, here they have given on first day, the business had 250,000 worth assets. Yes, sir. Why it is on credit basis? Because it is data. If it is cash, Sarah, you tell me, then it should be what sale? 12,000 plus, not debtor. It is cash. Then it should be what sale? Cash sale or credit sale? If it is cash, it is cash. Since it is debtor, it is credit sale. Okay. So people here they are telling the opening balance is 250. Assets opening 250. 250. I'll write it here, will you? And liability 50, look. Liability 50. Then you tell me people on the first day, first 10, 2019, how much equity that you might had? Hmm? How much equity was there? Assets are 250, it seems. Liabilities are 50, it seems. Then how much equity was there, people, when you are starting the month? Super, 200,000. Now get the closing balances. Lamai, now don't make casting errors. Huh? Don't make calculation errors. Get the closing balances. With the 250, yeah? With the 250, take the total value. Until that, I'll try to settle this camera thing.
Recording in progress.
Okay, no. Now you all can see me, right? Okay. So get the total, am I? 250,000 plus 15,000, 265, 265 plus 2, 267, 267 minus 9, 258, 258,000. Equity, 203,000. Liability, 50,000, 55,000. Correct. So your answer is going to be asset equals equity plus liability. Assets are 258,000. Equity 203,000. Liability 55,000. Cool. So with that, people, we are done with the 2020. Sorry, not 2020, 2019. Dadung gala yanno 2020 kada. I'll give you maybe 3 minutes. I'll give you 3 minutes. Try the questions. Okay, let's start. Answer the question number 18 to 20 using the following information. The accounting equation of Ravi's business as at 1st November 2020 is as follows. 50,000 blah blah blah. Following are some transactions occurred during the month. So for first week of November, what is the amount of liability of the business after the above transactions? So we'll record one by one, will you people? We'll record one by one. Asset equals equity plus liability. 50, 35, 15. 50, 35, 15. What is the A? Purchasing the stock 10,000 on credit basis. So we are getting a stock 10,000, but we purchased on credit basis. Our liability will increase. Plus 10,000 creditor liability. A. B. Purchasing a stock 5,000 on cash basis. So we are getting a stock 5,000. This time we paid cash. So cash is decreasing. C. Paid to creditor 7,000. So when we pay, our cash is decreasing 7,000. When we pay to a creditor liability, liability will increase or decrease, Lamai? When we pay, the liability will decrease. Now, certain students, they have a problem. They don't know how to figure out these debtors and creditors. I'll give you a small tip. මතක තියාගන්න. Debtors are there. Creditors are there. Debtors law starting with D. Okay. D will just I'm telling small way to remember. Debit, no. Generally, assets are debit or liabilities are debit. Generally, assets are debit values. For you to remember. Here, creditor means C nelamai. C connected with CR. Credit entries generally it is there for liability. So this is a one way where you can remember it. It's up to you. If you have got used to any other method, you can use that method also. Debtors are assets, creditors are liability. Next one. Selling a stock of 7,000 in cash, which was purchased at 5,000. That means people, a 5,000 worth item, you are selling for 7,000. 5,000 worth item, you are selling for 7,000. So minus 5,000 stock. You are getting 7,000 cash, but accounting equation is not balancing. Can anyone tell me what is that 2,000 lamai? 5,000 worth item, if you sell for 7,000, 2,000 is the gross profits. That's the profit that you made. Gross profits. Now get the liability balance, people. They asking the liability balance. No? First one. First one, they asking the liability balance. Plus 3,000 means 18,000. 18,000 is there in the third one. Super. Correct. What is the transaction that does not change the value of the total assets? Now you see, people, because of the transaction A, asset is increasing by 10,000. Because of the transaction C, asset is decreasing by 7,000. Because of the transaction D, asset decreases 5,000, increases 7,000. That means finally asset increasing 2,000. Finally asset increasing 2,000. But look at the transaction B. Decreasing 5,000, increasing 5,000. That means no effect, no man. No effect. So what's the transaction? B. Second, good. The equity of the business at the end of the week. Equity here the lamai 37,000. So it is increasing by 2,000. This one is increasing by 2,000. 3, 2, 1. Super. Certain students have got the correct answer. Great. Done. Okay. So next question, paper 2. A 4-mark question. I'll give you a minute, people. Quickly try it. Following are the balances of all assets and liabilities of Chamara's business. Furniture, stock, creditor, bank loan, cash. Some transactions occurred for the week ended 7/1/2020 are as follows. Purchasing stock, paying employee salary, selling a stock. Indicate how above transactions are affected on the accounting equation. Use the following format. So we'll do one by one in this format inside people, inside this format. Purchasing a stock for 20,000 on credit basis. So people, stock is increasing 20,000. Since we purchased on credit, you purchased on credit, no? Creditor liability will increase. Creditor liability will increase. Next one. Paying 3,000 to employees. People, if you pay, cash is decreasing, Nelamai. Cash is decreasing. Now this is salary. Salary is expense for the business. You tell me expenses will increase the equity or expenses will decrease the equity. Expenses will decrease the equity. Minus 3,000. Next one. Selling a stock of goods for 50,000. You sold it for 50,000. Cost is 40,000. That means 40,000 worth items sold for 50,000 on cash. Stock is decreasing 40,000. You are getting cash 50,000. Accounting equation is not balancing. Why it is not balancing? People understand. If you sell 40,000 worth Badu for 50,000, you made a profit, no man? You made a profit. How much profit you made? A 10,000 profit. Profits will increase the equity plus 10,000. Done. No. Here see. You have sold it for. You have sold it for 50,000. Bikkunala තියෙන්නේ 50,000. Cost is 40,000. Cost is 40,000. So 40,000 worth cost item, 40,000 cost item sold for 50,000. So you made a profit. Okay. Next one. Indicate the balances of the following items as at 7/1/2020 after the above transactions. So first one they ask in the cash nilamai. So we have to write the opening balance of the cash. Opening balance of the cash 30,000. I'll write it here. Opening balance. Then you get the closing balance, people. How much is the closing balance? 30,000 minus 3,000, 27,000. 27,000 plus 50,000, 77,000. So cash is 77,000. And next they ask in the equity. For us to find the equity, we should know the opening equity first. How to find the opening equity? Equity equals assets minus liability. Furniture is asset, stock is asset, cash is asset. So can you tell me the total of 250, 140, 30? What is the total, Lamai? 390, 420. Minus the liabilities. Creditor is a liability, bank loan is a liability. 20 and 100. Then total liability is 120. Then how much is the opening equity, Lamai? Opening equity 300. Check my numbers, huh? Am I correct? I am doing without the zeros. Am I correct with my numbers, Lamai? Yes. So 300,000. 300 means 300,000. Now get the closing balance. 300,000 minus 3,000, 297,000. 297,000 plus 10,000. 307,000. Equity is 307,000. Hurry the. Hurry. Good. So with that, we are done with the 2021 paper as well. Next. 2021. Now, since this is the second question that we are doing, you see the pattern. Paper 1, 3 questions are there. 3 marks. Paper 2, a 4-mark question is there. Okay. People here, I have not included the paper 2 mandatory question. Because paper 2 mandatory question is based on one scenario. I can't split the scenario. So mandatory questions, I'll be taking a different session and I'll be discussing all the mandatory questions at once. So not today. Maybe, I don't know how many of you are aware about the paper structure. Generally, in my first theory class, I tell about the paper structure. But don't worry, people. I don't have time today. Maybe next week, I'll give you the complete idea about the paper structure. Paper 1, how many questions? From business studies, how many questions? From accounting, how many questions? Paper 2, mandatory question, how many business studies questions, accounting questions? Paper 3, paper 2, part 2, how many accounting questions, business studies questions? So I'll give that complete picture next week. So people, mandatory questions are not included. Without the mandatory questions, you see here again, 3 MCQ questions, 3 marks, a 4-mark big question. Again, next one also say 3 MC. Here we have 4 MCQ questions and a 4-mark big question. And here again 4 MCQ questions and a 4-mark big question. So from the accounting equation, that set is there available. Cool. So let's move to the 2021. I'll give you 3 minutes. I'll give you 3 minutes, people, again. Try the questions. Okay. Answer the question number 19 to 21. The following are some transactions, blah, 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 blah. From the above transactions, the transaction affected the equity of the accounting equation. So for a understanding purpose, we'll record everything, will you, in the accounting equation? We are studying, no? Asset equals equity plus liability. Purchase of stock 25,000 on cash basis. So you are getting a stock 25,000 and you are paying cash, money. Cash is decreasing 25,000. B. Selling a stock of goods which was purchased at 10,000 for 12,000. So always read the question and see. 10,000 worth stock you are selling for 12,000 on credit basis. 10,000 worth stock you are selling for 12,000 on credit basis. So 10,000 worth stock is going out. You have sold it for 12,000 lamai, not money, not cash. Not on cash basis. Credit basis. Nayata vikunalati. Nayata. So my receivable asset, a debtor asset is increased. Debtor asset. So accounting equation is not balancing. Why not balancing? 10,000 worth item if you sell for 12,000, you made a profit of how much? 2,000 nilamai. Gross profits. Gross profits. Done. C. Receiving 5,000 from debtors. Baby transactions nilamai. 5,000 received cash. So when that debtor fellow give me money, umata salli denawa. Baga is giving me money. I have to increase his balance or decrease his balance. Baga give me money, should reduce his balance, no? Minus 5,000 debtor. B. Purchasing a table 50,000 on credit for the business office. You purchased a table. Table is a non-current asset. We are getting an asset. 50,000 worth table. But lamai, did you pay money? Did you pay money? You purchased on credit basis. Table එක ණයට ගත්තේ. You have to pay. Our liability is increasing by 50,000. Can any student tell me what is that liability? What is that liability? You purchased the table, not the stock. Creditor is wrong. You should use the word other, because creditor single word is used if you purchase the main badu, main stock on credit basis. If you purchase a car on credit, if you purchase a van on credit, if you purchase a laptop on credit, if you purchase a machine on credit, if you purchase a table on credit, same with the debtors also. If you purchase some other item on credit, other word should be used. So this is other creditor or other payable, whatever. Right. They're asking what is the transaction affecting the equity? The transaction B. Check your answers. B. After the above transactions, the value of assets of the accounting equation increases by plus 25,000 minus 25,000. Nothing. 0. Minus 10,000 plus 12,000 plus 2,000. Here plus 5,000 minus 5,000. 0. Plus 50,000. Then in total, how much people? Plus 52,000. In total, plus 52,000. Plus 52,000. So plus 52,000 is there in the third option. Good. Next one. If the total liability of the business was 80,000 before the above transaction, before, Karana Kali. Here, 80,000. Then after the transactions, how much is that, people? After the transactions, 80,000 plus 50,000, 130,000. Super. Done. Paper 2. So read the question. Certain people are there, they don't read the question. Okay. They'll end up with doing all the unnecessary things. Now here in this question, they are clearly stating in the first requirement, write the transaction with the amount only for 14th. Certain students are there, they will go and write everything. Waste of time. They are asking only the 14th one. So 14th one, Balam. This one, cash increased. Cash increase means salli hambelada, salli dilada. You have received money or you have paid money. Cash plus means, people, sir, gom prasna ahanne epa. Cash salli hambelana, you have received money. Okay. You have received money from whom? Who has given money to you? Debtors. That's why debtor balance has decreased. When the debtor baga give us money, that debtor balance will decrease. Then we'll write it, people. Received rupees 7,000 from debtor. part A. Part B. Part B, what they are asking people, what is the amount of equity as at 25 January? So people here, first we have to calculate the opening equity, yeah? Because opening equity is not here, no? Total assets and liabilities following transactions occurred during the month of January, blah, 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 blah. So how to find the opening equity, Lamai? Opening equity equal opening asset minus the opening liability. So motor vehicle is an asset, stock is an asset, debtor is an asset, cash is an asset. So what is the total asset, Lamai? Can you help me? 250 plus 140, 390, 490, 510,000. Harida, opening liability 30,000. Harida, 480,000 is the opening equity. Confirm it, people. Please confirm it. 480,000. I am doing mind calculations. You can write and do it. Confirm. Hurry the 480. Hurry. Good. So 480. Then tell me, people. 480 minus 10,000 plus 10,000. 480 money. Same 480. No changes. Same 480. So part B, the answer is 480,000. So people here, I'm not writing the answers properly. Yeah? I'm writing here and there. If you exam, you don't write like what I'm writing. My purpose is giving you the learning. That's the important thing. You write it nicely when you're writing. What is the amount of total current assets? Total current assets as at this particular date. So people, motor vehicle is non-current asset. No? Stock is a current asset. Debtor is a current asset. Cash is a current asset. They're asking the total value. So we'll write the stock opening balance 140,000. So tell me the closing balance, Lamai stock. 140 plus 9 minus 15. That means 134. Check it. Minus 6,000, yes. Debtors 20,000. So 20,000 minus 7,000 plus 25,000. Then here 38,000. Check it. Cash 100,000 opening balance. 100,000 minus 10,000 plus 7,000 minus 8,000. That means minus 11,000, 89,000. Cash 89,000. Check it, people. Check all three values. Stock 134, debtor 38, cash 89. So these three are current assets. No? All three are current assets. Can you tell me the total? Total of current assets. Total of current assets. 134 plus 38, 160, 172, 172 plus 89. That means 261. Correct? I don't know. 261. Total of these three. Let me check. 134 plus 38 plus 89. Yes, 261. Next one. Indicate how the following transaction occurred in Raju's business on 31st January 2022. Impact on the above accounting equation. Invest in Raju's private motor vehicle of rupees 300,000 to the business. Simple Nilamai. So business is getting a motor vehicle. Then motor vehicle will increase by 300,000. And who is investing this motor vehicle? Tell me people. Raju. Raju is the owner. The people who followed my classes, they know whatever the resource owner giving to the business. Whatever the resource if owner take from the business drawings. Owner can take money, owner can take car, owner can take stock, owner can take laptop, owner can take anything from the business for his personal use. That is drawings. If he takes, if owner gives his items to the business, if owner gives his item to the business, additional capital. Additional capital. So capital will increase. Capital will increase 300,000. So motor vehicle will increase 300,000. Capital will increase 300,000. Motor vehicle will increase 300,000. Capital will increase 300,000. Done. Harini. 2022. I'll give you 4 minutes. It's like this, Sarah. Now, you think you are going to do a business. When you are doing a business, you will give your money to business. You will give your laptop to business. In accounting world, owner and business are two different things, no? That's a fundamental, no? You are giving your car to the business. Means you are telling business, you use my car. Business, you use my money. Business, you use my building. Business, you use my land. Means you are allowing the business to use your things. You are giving it to the business. So if owner gives anything to the business, means legally you are not required to transfer the name and all. Times owner is giving it everything. Use business. Tiaga, you use it. You use it. You are giving your laptop to the business. If owner gives anything to the business, owner can give money to the business. If owner gives anything to the business, additional capital. Okay. Additional capital, that means owner giving or owner investing. Everything is same. Owner invested a land to the business, owner invested a building to the business, owner invested cash to the business, owner invested maybe a land to the business. Owner giving, owner investing, owner bringing. If owner gives anything to the business, additional capital will increase the equity. Clear? Good. So we'll start 2022. A transaction that affect to the change in the equity of the accounting equation. So we'll write all 4 people learning purpose, no? fund එකට ලියමු. But you are not required to write in your paper, in your O-level paper. No need to write it. But here, just for fun, we'll write. Purchasing a stock of goods 5,000. So people, you are getting a stock and your cash is decreasing 5,000. Cash. B. Paying electricity 12,000. So your cash is decreasing. Electricity is an expense for the business. Electricity is an expense for the business. Expenses will reduce the equity. Electricity expense. C. Purchase of furniture 50,000 by paying cash. We are getting furniture. So furniture asset is increasing. We paid cash. Cash asset is decreasing. D. Receiving a check of 14,000. You received a check. So 14,000. Cash is increasing. Debtor gave you a check. So debtor balance should decrease. Because අපිට සල්ලි දෙනවනේ check එකක් දෙනවනේ. Decrease. So the item will affect the equity, the B. The B one. Not B, the second. Second one. Dekha. Next. Rahul sold a stock of goods which is having a cost of 7,000. Cost 7,000. Sold for 10,000 cash. It is. Yes. I didn't see it, Lamai. Correct. You purchased it on credit, ne? Then not cash, ne? Good. 5,000 creditor. I didn't see it. I read the question half. Learning for you also. Don't read the question half. Read it full. Through this transaction, the amount of total asset of the business. Again, asset equals equity plus liability. 7,000 worth item you sold for 10,000. So minus 7,000 stock. You are getting 10,000 cash. Accounting equation is not balancing. Why? 7,000 worth item if you sell for 10,000, you made a profit, name. How much is the profit? 3,000. Gross profit. They don't want the profit, but they're asking what's the effect on the asset. Asset decreasing 7,000, increasing 10,000. Net impact is how much, people? Net impact is plus 3,000. Net impact is plus 3,000. Increase by 3,000. Good. Imhan is hammering it. No. Imhan, good. Next. The accounting equation of Ryan's business as at 31st March 2023 was as follows. After a transaction, the value of this accounting equation didn't change. Value didn't change. What is the transaction? Paying creditor 7,500, people. If you pay for a creditor, what will happen? Asset will decrease 7,500. Liability will decrease 7,500. There is an impact. No? Change is happening. No? Out. Second, receive 10,000 from debtors. Look at that. When you receive 10,000 from debtors, you are getting cash 10,000. Debtors are decreasing 10,000. Plus 10,000 minus 10,000. No effect, no. 0. So accounting equation is not changing. Same value. Plus 10,000 minus 10,000, 0. No effect. Answer is the second. Next. What is the transaction that will decrease the asset and liability both? So we'll write one by one. Will asset equals equity plus liability. Number one. Owner gets 10,000 from the business for personal use. Owner taking. Who gannawa අපේ සංගි. Our cash is going out. Since owner takes, it's a drawing. No, drawings will decrease the equity. Drawings will decrease the equity. Second, business receives 7,000 from debtor. So we are getting cash 7,000. Since debtor is giving us, debtor's value is decreasing by 7,000. Third one, business purchasing a stock on credit basis. So we are getting a stock 8,000 worth stock. And we purchased it on credit. If you purchased on credit, lamai, liability increase in ne. Liability increase in ne lamai. Because you are purchasing on credit ne. Creditor. Fourth. Business pays 5,000 to creditors. So minus cash 5,000. If you pay to a liability, liabilities will decrease ne lamai. Minus 5,000. Creditor. Creditor liabilities decrease. They are asking asset liability decreases. Okay, the DNA. Math decrease, math decrease. Your answer is the fourth one. Cool. Read it, people. Read the question. Start doing it. Okay. The total asset was 200,000. Total liability 50,000 on 1st January. That means first day. Opening. They have given some transactions, blah, 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 blah. Indicate how the above transactions will affect the accounting equation. Use the below format. I'll do it here. This one, they have already done it for us now. Paying to a creditor, simple nelamai. Cash is decreasing 5,000. When you pay for a creditor, liability is decreasing. Liability decreases. මොකද අපි උව settle කරනවානේ. We are settling that fellow no. Creditor. Receiving from debtor. So if you receive from debtor, people, cash is increasing 15,000. I don't have space. I'm using little tiny letters. Cash is decreasing. Since debtors are giving us money, people, we have to decrease the debtor balance. මොකද උන් අපිට සල්ලි දෙනවනේ. Debtors. Next one. Paying stationery expense. Cash is decreasing 5,000. Expenses will reduce the equity minus 5,000. Stationery expense. Next. Goods cost 10,000. You sold it for 15,000 on credit basis. A goods which is having a cost of 10,000, sold it for 15,000 on credit basis. So people, stock is going out minus 10,000. Stock. You sold it for 15,000 on credit. So cash is not increasing. Debtor asset only increases. 15,000. Debtor. Accounting equation is not balanced. Why it is not balancing, Lamai? If you sell 10,000 worth item for 15,000, you made a profit of 3,000 plus 3,000 will increase the equity. Gross profits. Gross profits. Done. Next, what they're asking, the accounting equation of Nadun's business as at 1st January 2023 after the above transactions. Sarah, it's a sale. You sold on credit. If you sell on credit, Sarah, if you sell on credit, will your liability increases? Your liability will not increase, no? Other fellow only should give it to you. Other fellow only should give it to you. ඔයා බඩුත් විකුණලා සල්ලිත් දෙන්න ඕනෙත් තව. It will not happen like that, no? Liability increases means you have to pay that fellow. Yeah, it's not like that, no? That fellow should give us. I should receive. I should receive. Receivable. Data. Asset is increase. Okay. If you purchase only, you have to pay. Yeah, you sold, no? You have to receive. So they are asking the value after the transactions. So we can't do it, people, because we have to write the opening balances first. We have to write the opening balances. So equity equals assets minus liability. Assets are there 200,000. Liabilities are there 50,000. Fine, right? Assets are 200,000. Liabilities 50,000. Equity කීයද? Equity කීයද ළමයි? 150,000. 150,000. Now get the closing balances. I'll do the liability. You do the asset. 50,000 plus 10,000 minus 5,000, 55,000. Equity 150,000. Assets 205,000 lamai. Check it. 205. Balanda. Confirm karanda. Check the numbers. Assets equals equity plus liability. 205,000, 150,000, 55,000. Check my numbers and confirm it, lamai. Go. Kattiya. Correct? Correct. Good. So with that, we are done with the 2022 class. 2023. I'll give you 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 minutes. I'll give you 4 minutes. Start. Last paper. Last year's paper. If you are done with the questions, people, just send your answers. Huh? Again, people, I am reminding, but I told in the last session, if you have any of your friends who is having financial difficulties, just tell them to drop a message to me, people. I'll arrange the session for them. Okay. Even you people are having any financial difficulties, just let me know. Hmm. Don't make money as a barrier for the education. I didn't check, Sarah. Let me see. Yeah. When I'm doing the question, I'll check it. Yeah, no. Yeah, it should be 2, 2, 3. Okay, let's discuss. Answer the question number 19 to 21 following are some transaction, blah, blah, blah. For fun, we'll write it in the accounting equation. For fun, nah? You are not required to write. I'll just write it for the learning purpose. Asset equals equity plus liability. Purchasing stock, 25,000 credit basis. So we are getting a stock, 25,000 stock. You purchased it on credit basis, Lamai. So our liability is increasing because I have to pay, no? I have to pay that fellow. Creditor liability. Second, A. B. Purchasing furniture 75,000 by paying money. Yeah? Plus 75,000, we are getting some furnitures. And we paid money. Cash is decreasing 75,000. C. Selling a stock of goods on credit for 40,000. Cost is 25,000. So 25,000 worth Badu, you are selling for 40,000. 25,000 worth Badu stock. 25,000 worth stock is going out. You are selling it for 40,000 on credit basis. Since it is credit basis, Lamai, I should receive money from that fellow. I should receive money. So my money only I should receive. Receivable. Receivable another name debtor. So accounting equation is not balancing because 25,000 worth item if you sell for 40,000, there is a profit of how much? 15,000. Gross profit. B. paying a creditor 15,000. So cash is decreasing 15,000. If you pay to a creditor, creditor is a liability, Nilamai. If you pay to that liability, liability will decrease by 15,000. Creditor. So what's the question? The transaction which affect the asset. So A will increase the asset by 25,000. B people asset increasing, asset decreasing. No impact, no. C increasing 20, decreasing 25, increasing 40. Net impact is created plus 50. So this is creating an impact. This is creating an impact. Here decreasing by 50. This is creating an impact. This is not creating an impact. So ACD. ACD. ACD is not there. The transactions of Rohan's business that affect to the asset. Okay. Again, this is a highly contradicting question where if any examiner says this question is correct, examiner fully wrong. In this question, we have to go for the closest answer now. Because there is no accurate 100% answer. Here we have to make an assumption. Some kind of effect is created. No? Plus minus effect is created. But final impact is nothing. So we don't have an option. We should go for the option A, B, C, D, all four. Because it is increasing, decreasing. Impact is created on assets. So we have to go for the fourth one. Fourth one. Question wrong. If you get this one for A-level paper, if you get this one for ACCA paper, if you get this one for CIMA paper, AT paper, there will be a big problem. What to do? Fourth one is the answer. Next. The equity of this business, equity, has increased by 15,000. Equity has increased by 15,000. First off. Next. The total liability of the Rohan's business as at 31st January, 31st, last day, was 90,000. Before the above transaction, the amount of liability. So they have given the 31st. Before these transactions value only, they are asked. Before these transactions, 90,000 balance is here. So they ask in the opening here. Then when you are doing a reverse calculation, opposite only you have to do. Plus ones deduct, minus one add it. So 90 plus 15, 105. 105 minus 25 is 80,000. When you are doing a reverse calculation, people, always you have to do the additions and subtractions opposite side. Then only you will get the answer. You just do it and see. 80 plus 25, 105. 105 minus 15, 90. Then 80,000 is the answer. 80,000 is the answer. 80,000 is there in the option 3. Next up. What is the transaction that both assets and liability in a business decreases? Asset and liability will decrease. Obtaining 5,000 by the owner for personal use. So what is happening, people, here? Cash asset will decrease. From other side, since owner is taking, equity will decrease Drawings, no. Equity will decrease. Paying 15,000 to a creditor. If you pay 15,000 to a creditor, cash asset will decrease. From other side, creditor liability will decrease. So they're asking asset and liability decreases. So cash asset is decreasing, creditor liability is decreasing. Your answer is the second. Done. The last question for the day. Let's do it. Sahan started a business by investing 100,000 on 1st January 2024. Write the accounting equation of Sahan's business after this transaction. Second one, the accounting equation of Sahan's business in the above 3.1 change as given below after one transaction. So I'll do it here, people. Asset equals equity plus liability. So Sahan fellow is there. No? Sahan fellow invested 100,000. So business is getting cash 100,000. Since owner invested it, equity will increase. If owner invest anything to the business, it is additional capital. Additional capital will increase the equity. And next, what they are telling, there was a transaction. After this transaction, the balance went up like this, 200,000 assets, equity 100,000, liability 100,000. Then what has happened here, Lamai? Look at this. Asset has increased by 100,000. Liability has increased by 100,000. Asset 100,000 has increased. Liability 100,000 has increased. Cash in the asset increased by 100,000 through this transaction. So this 100,000 has increased. You have received some cash. Liability has increased by 100,000. What can be the transaction? Liability increased, cash increased. Yes, exactly. Obtained rupees 100,000 bank loan. Obtained rupees 100,000 bank. Khalas. That is also done. Next one. Indicate how above transaction impact on accounting equation of Hubudu's business. Use the following format. So you have to do what they are telling. So this question, a lot of students didn't get the marks because they didn't do what they asked. Read the question and understand. They are asking you to write whether increasing or decreasing, that only. Not the amount, not plus minus. You have to write whether it is increasing or decreasing. So first one, purchasing a stock of goods 10,000. So stock asset is increasing by 10,000. Creditor liability is increasing by 10,000. We have to write only increasing or decreasing. That's it. From the English letters. Next one. Receiving from a debtor 20,000. So here, indicate how the above transaction impact on accounting equation of Kubudu's business. To answer, use the format similar to given below. The impact of first transaction has been recorded. So receiving 10,000 from debtors means Lamai, 20,000 from debtors means cash. We are receiving cash asset increasing. Since debtors are giving us money, debtor asset decreasing. Debtor asset decreasing. So asset increases, asset decreases. Asset increasing by 20,000, decreasing by 20,000. Then what is the impact on asset people? No change. Era. Oh, no change. Nothing. Next one. Selling a 50,000 stock. Selling a stock of goods 50,000 on credit basis. The cost is 35,000. So 35,000 worth item, you are selling it for 50,000. 35,000 worth item, asset equals equity plus liability. 35,000 worth stock, you are selling it for 50,000. You are selling it for 50,000 on credit basis. Plus 50,000 debtor. So accounting equation is not balancing because if you sell 35,000 worth item for 50,000, you made a profit, no man. Profit will increase the equity. Gross profit. So now you see the net final amounts. Here, finally, asset has increased by 15,000. Equity has increased by 15,000. Plus asset increase, equity increase. Here nothing. Yeah. With that, people, we are done with the unit number 5. So this is the format going forward. So probably next week, I will do the questions from unit number 6 and 7. Okay. So if you don't have the access to the theory recording, send a message to my coordinator, get the access, watch the theory recording. We'll practice the questions like what we did here today. That's it for the day. Bye-bye. No problem. Here, guys.